Yo, what's going on, you guys? All right, we gotta stop meeting like this, you guys. We can't be meeting like this in the car, okay? We gotta do some sit down talk type stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, just for today, okay? How are you guys doing? My name is Vincent Julius, and I just want to talk. Honestly, I just want to keep talking to you guys, man, and I hope that you guys are enjoying your day, making the best of it. You know, keeping a good attitude about things, even if they are looking grim, not working out in your favor. You know, sometimes you're not always going to have favor, whether you believe or not. It's irrelevant. But sometimes the season of favor is not in your lap. So sometimes you're in a season of just going through it. And sometimes we just have to go through it. When you go through it, you learn something from it. Hopefully, and you gain something from it, so that when the next season comes, you're able to endure it and move forward. And hopefully you learn from that lesson of going through it, so that way you don't repeat the same thing. Sometimes there's some things that we put ourselves into, usually most of the time, if not all of the time, we put ourselves into a situation of some sort, whether we like it or not. It just happens. What came to my mind was, lean not on your own understanding. For me, even as I'm telling you this, I'm just talking, okay? I'm just talking. If you have any objections or anything you want to share, please put it in the comments. I will reply to that. But the point is, there's some things that I don't know and that I would never know, no matter how much I try to dwell on it, I try to meditate on it. Sometimes it's just not meant for me to know. It's a bigger picture that's going on, and I'm not able to see the big picture. Might be the same thing in your life. No matter what you think, it just doesn't matter. No matter how much you try to equate it, you think you know, but you don't know. That's okay. Stay humble. Be more laid back in this area, so that you're not so tense the whole time. Just relax. And know that you'll get through it, because this too shall pass. Nothing lasts forever. And you'll be all right. I'll give you guys a little transparency on my end. Financially, it has been a roller coaster for me, because I've been mismanaging my time with where my money goes. And usually when those times happen, because this isn't the first time, which is why I'm speaking on this, I go through the same thing, because I've done it before and I haven't learned yet, or I'm trying to learn. And me as a married man now, my wife is really good at managing money, and her time a little bit better with money as well. Not perfectly, but better than me. And I have to learn how to lean on her when it comes to that part of me. No matter how much I'm bringing to the table, even if I am the breadwinner, it doesn't matter. If I put it in somebody else's hands who can do it better than I can, and make it multiply in such a way, hey, they're helping me out. Ultimately, my wife is getting helped. She's how can I say this so it can make sense? She's being helped by what I'm bringing to her. So we're both benefiting off of this. So I've been learning how to lean on her more in the areas where I'm weak, and vice versa for her. It's a practice. It's a back and forth thing, but because we got to find that middle balance, that middle ground for her and I to get it to work right. Now, those who are seasoned in their marriage, who are maybe 5 years, 10 years, whatever, I know it doesn't stay perfect. I know it's always going to be some sense of a uphill battle, because there's always something, right? The point that I'm trying to make is I'm learning how to be me, because I know how I am. I know where I shine at. I know where I do the best in. I'm learning her at where she's good at, where she's able to shine and do her thing, and not cross over into her area thinking that I can tell her how to do her thing better than what she's already been doing. It doesn't work that way. There has to be a level of respect, because she's helping me, I'm helping her. I'm talking about it doesn't mean it's necessarily easy, because I have to be real with myself and see that there's still old habits, old knee-jerk reactions that I may say or do still. It doesn't just change like a flick of a light. It takes time. I'm still learning it. I have to be consciously aware of how my subconscious is reacting to her. And it is not her, it's me. It's from my past stuff. It's from my past relationships with friends, ex-girlfriends, family members. It's my knee-jerk reactions where I have to learn how to control that part, tame my tongue, hold my thoughts captive, so that I'm not putting something on her that's not needed, it's not beneficial. And when I do something like that, it ultimately hurts our relationship, which hurts me in the long term. And I don't want that. I don't. So I'm constantly trying to better myself. It ain't easy, because I have to be consciously aware. But I'm trying to better myself so that our relationship can flourish even more than where it's at right now. Her and me are working, are trying to work. How can I say this? Not trying. We are working at being better team members with each other. And we're learning to do that through the Word, but also living it through the Word. Because you can't fail when you go through the Word. You can't. Sorry, I got cut off. We're learning how to do that. We're learning how to do that through the Word. I'm constantly, you can ask yourself, I'm always trying to find some type of verse or something from the Bible to reflect upon, so that I can better myself, so that the marriage can reflect that, can reflect the Word, and not so much of me, but me through the Word. And I wish I could share some verses with you guys. I'm learning right now how to memorize verses and principles from the Word, so that I can talk a little bit more about it. Usually it comes up, in its own little organic way, where I don't really say the verse, or I do say the verse. I don't say where it's from. I just say it, because, how I look at it is, in the Bible, yes, those men and women in those times would refer back to somebody else in their time who said something or who has done something. So I would do the same thing, but I don't say Philippians chapter 4, verse 11. I would just say that section, so that way you can get it. But I now I'm coming to understand of how important it is, so that way you can look for it and find it, versus just hearing it and saying it and not understanding the context of how it came to be. So anyways, I'm learning. I'm learning how to be a student each day. Do I fall? Yes. Do I get back up? Yes. Do I continue to fall? Yes. I'm learning this difference between my flesh and my spirit. And my flesh is constantly at the helm of things. And like I said, the subconscious awareness of what's happening within me. When my flesh starts taking hold of the wheel, that's when things like mismanagement of time and money starts to happen. Sometimes words come up a little bit more towards my wife in such ways. Sometimes I just do stuff that wasn't necessary, anything and everything. So when I actually take the time to build on my spirit, I learned to be more gentle. I learned to be more silent and hear better. Swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. For the wrath of man worketh not the righteousness of God. There's more, but just saying that. If we're constantly being angry at each other, we're not working the righteousness of God, There's a time and place to use your anger. You should have righteous anger towards something that you could tell that's not just, that's not right. If you're just angry to be angry and snapping all the time to whomever, especially your loved ones, something's off. I want to get more into like the marriage area as I'm learning more about it. Like, that's your partner, man. Like, love on your wife. Love on her so she can love on you even more. If you want her to be more gentle with you, you be gentle with her. Simple as that. What do you mean by that, Vince? What do you mean by be gentle? Like touch on her gentle? Maybe, but I'm sure that's not all that she needs. Maybe be more gentle with how you speak to her, your tone of voice. Maybe be more gentle with criticizing what she does, little things. Maybe you could have done it this way. Why didn't you do it this way? You should have thought this. Be more gentle with her. I believe the more gentle you are with her, the more gentle she'll be with you, and the better she can encourage you, build you up, motivate you, keep you in the position you're supposed to be in as the man, as the head, so that you can continue to lead and provide and do the things you're supposed to. Don't knock down the person who's trying to help you, who's actually there to help you. Now, what if she's already doing these things? It may be vice versa, but I'll get to that. What if she's already doing these things and you're still not being gentle? Well, then you need to take a step back and look at yourself and see what's going on with you, because you may be fighting with some internal stuff that you're probably struggling with, and you're letting certain irritations, frustrations, irritation, anger, wrath to seep out here and there, mainly towards the loved ones. It never really goes towards your friends. It always goes towards the closest people to you, because they're close. They're in your inner circle of things. So it's hard to hide that stuff. You need to take a step back and check yourself. Check yourself. See what's going on with you. Reflect. Take a moment. Just take a moment. See what's up. The faster you do, the better, because then everybody in the house will start, will like being around you, will like talking to you. Your friends can tell, but they don't really say something. They don't really say much, but it's good to speak up. Be vulnerable with your wife. Hopefully she'll be. And I'm assuming if vulnerability is not a thing of your marriage, I highly recommend that you do that ASAP, because the more you're vulnerable about yourself, eventually your significant other is going to catch on and start being more vulnerable with you. So that way you guys can help each other out. You can be accountability partners. You help each other. Love on each other. You got to build each other, because it's your marriage. Understand what comes into having a marriage. It's no longer about you. It is, but it isn't. It's about being on purpose with your wife and her husband, and working on the same accord to achieve the things that needs to be done in the marriage. Start at home first. Get the foundation right. Get the foundation right on principles from the Word. Communication, trust, love, respect, humility, gentleness. I can elaborate on all those, but that's a lot. I want to give enough. And also boundaries. Man, boundaries are real. I just learned this one recently from Myron Golden. And I think he said this is in Romans 7. But he said, to be free from sin, you must be bound by righteousness. To be free from righteousness, you must be bound by sin. One or the other. If you are bound by sin, that means things that you should not be doing, that you're doing, you shouldn't be doing. Your life must not be all that fun. Majority of the time. Deep down, you're suffering somewhere. Deep down, you want to pop. Deep down, you want to cry. Deep down, you want to yell. Deep down, you want to hit something. Deep down, you want to take something. Deep down, you want to spin on something and indulge. Deep down, you want to find something that's self-gratifying. Self-gratifying. I think that's the word I'm looking for. Self-gratification. I think that's a different word, but I think you know what I'm trying to say here. That's sin, pretty much. Stress, anxiety. You're worried. That's sin. It has you bound. That's life. You're allowing life to really take hold of you and your thoughts, and not let the word of God take hold of your thoughts. Now, how do you get free from that? You need to be bound by righteousness. What is righteousness? I'll do the best I can to explain this, okay? Because I'm still learning myself. For me, it's like I can see the answer. Sometimes it's harder to explain it, okay? Sometimes we see things before our very eyes, but we have a hard time explaining it, okay? But I'm gonna do my best. I see righteousness as being pure, identifying that something is wrong, and you can sense it and you feel it and you act on it. You don't wait. You don't think that if you do it that this person or that's going to be wrong or bad. You just do it because you know if you don't, then that righteous moment for you and that person can be passed by and maybe forever, and they won't learn something which won't set the boundaries for them and for you. If you allow it, it's going to be allowed in your life. It's going to come to you because you didn't set the boundaries. Set the boundaries so that way you can push those things away from you, like your loved ones. Because if they're away from you, they should be away from your loved ones. If it's away from you, you're probably going to not hang around certain friends as much or family members as much, right? I think that's the best way I can explain what righteousness is. We can see it. We know it. We know what it is. We have a knowingness of what it is. It's in us. We know. But when we're blinded by the worries of life, we're actually being smothered by sin. We have to take our mind off of it, take our mind off the world, put our mind on the Creator, God, the Creator of the universe. Not the universe, the Creator of the universe. Okay? Put your mind and heart on Him. Seek Him out. You will find. I promise you will find Him, because He's not hiding Himself from you. He's actually already inside of you by the Holy Spirit. He's already inside of you. If you just take the time to seek Him out, I guarantee you, He will reveal Himself to you, and you're gonna feel His presence. His yoke is much lighter than yours. Trust me. You think you have something heavy going on in your life? Give it to Him. It'll make things so much easier. You won't stress out because He's in control. Even in the crazy moments, He's in control. He's not surprised by life like we are. Far from it. He knows what's going to happen before it happens. He already has a plan. Get out of His way. Allow Him to make the plans. Well, I should say this. Allow Him to direct your steps as you make the plans. And trust the process. It won't be the way that you're imagining it. Trust Him in your marriage. Allow the Holy Spirit to lead you in the marriage. Work on it. Be vulnerable. Trust one another. Build each other up. That's your partner. That's your partner in the ring with you, okay? If it was a 2-on-2 fight against the enemy, you better hope that your significant other's right there next to you, covering your 6. Because they can tell you, hey, you about to get hit over here, because they know your weakness, right? They know your weakness. So that means they know where your openings are, and they can actually help you out, let you know you're about to get hit there. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll make that another video this time. Or next time, I will be sitting and talking. I don't want to be in the car driving. I know that's not safe. Forgive me. Pray for me. I will be doing this more and more, sitting down, talking with you. And I'll have a guest. Deuces.